So, Katie feels like the biggest jerk this morning after something she did at the musical Hadestown at the Tanger Center, which all of us but Jason were at last night.
I feel like I need to do some sort of volunteer work or some sort of community service to make up for what a jerk I was.
You can start with an apology. I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but I want to hear one.
We were sitting in the Tanger. I had a glass of wine, only one, while I was there.
Double?
While you were there.
Okay,
Yes,
so the
while I
one
was
glass
there.
of wine is considered 2.
It was 2. Yes, it is considered 2. And that was just while I was there.
And in
You drank
fairness,
before.
Ben had a couple sips too, so
He did.
you didn't have the full glass to
That's
yourself.
true. I did not.
But you drank before you got there, too.
We did.
Yeah.
We
Just to get the full picture.
We went out for our Valentine's pre-show dinner. Yes.
Okay, nice.
So I impulse purchased an entire huge box of Reese's Pieces, right? And I put them in my purse, and I actively chose to save them until the second act because I thought I'll just cap off this evening after my wine with a sweet treat. You know?
Yeah.
I like
Smart.
the planning. I can't control myself. I have a sweet treat. It's done in the first
Well,
act.
I was having the wine first.
Yeah,
And so,
no, but
so,
even if so, I mean.
Well,
And I'll say when they opened it, I was like, how long have y'all been holding on to those?
the whole time.
I was shocked that I hadn't seen them prior to the second act.
I was hiding them from everybody. So I had them in my purse, and I opened up the box, and I also, on my lap, had my big, bulky jacket because it was chilly. I had my purse in my lap, and I had my playbook in my lap, too. So I'm juggling all, I'm the bag lady. I have all the things in my lap. Well, I did not realize that at some point when I put the box of Reese's Pieces onto my lap, somehow I put the open end toward the floor.
Oh, that's not the end you want towards the floor.
At all.
Yeah.
And so I kept feeling some things, like I could hear or feel things hit my shoe, but I thought it was just like when I was moving my foot, I thought it was like a button on my jacket or something. I didn't put 2 and 2 together
Oh, yeah.
until the show was over and we were all standing up giving the encore and clapping, and then the lights came on and I looked down and about 455 Reese's Pieces are on the floor.
Oh, gosh.
And I felt so bad because I didn't know that they had been dropping the entire time. And I didn't clean them up.
Oh, Katie!
What a mess.
I didn't even know where to start.
Instead, you probably were stepping on them on your way out.
Crushing them into the floor.
Yes.
If I did that, you would rake me over the coals.
I'm raking
Yes.
my own self over the coals. I'm doing
And
it myself.
I guarantee you other people stepped on them and probably dragged them to the aisle on the
Well,
carpet, and
we-
they're in the carpet too.
No, probably not, because we had like the best seats in the house.
pretty much.
So we were like almost.
No one else was in y'all's row.
the front row, like just right there. So, I mean, the best seats. Thank you so much, Jessica. And, then Jenny, because they put us there. But anyway, nobody else was in front of us. And I didn't even know where to start. Like, I didn't have
Well,
a
like with the first one.
dustpan.
Yeah.
They were crushed into the thing.
I feel you.
I felt so bad.
I mean, it's not a movie theater where you should just throw your trash
No,
on the ground before you leave.
don't do that.
Look different.
I don't do that.
This isn't the highway where you launch it out the window.
Right.
It did look like one of those steakhouses where you could throw the peanuts on the ground. It kind of looked like that.
Like Texas Roadhouse in here.
Yeah.
You're at a musical. This is usually like a high class type of event.
Yeah, well, I made it trashy. I really feel badly about it. I really do. But I didn't realize it was happening, and then we left, and everybody was leaving, and
How about this?
yeah.
2 things. One, they did this to me one time when I admitted to littering on the air.
Well, that was a on purpose act. Like you were throwing trash out of your vehicle.
Yes. Well, let's not
On
get
purpose.
But you
That is
you
true.
purposely left trash on the floor for someone to clean up.
Reese's Pieces. I took the box and the cup. Yes.
Right.
Well, I
but
mean,
you-
it would take forever to clean up each one by one unless you had a broom or
And they
something.
were crushed into the thing, kind of.
And a mop.
So we can either
Yeah.
send you out to pick up trash on the highway, or then, which I think would be funny, live on the air.
Yeah, for you.
Well, yeah, I had to do it before. People thought I was a prisoner. It
Because you
sucked.
were actively throwing trash out of your car window.
Katie, let's focus on that you're current. This was 10 years ago.
These are not
you
the same sins.
currently the one that did this. Or we next time there's a Tanger show, you stay after and you clean up an area.
Can
a
it
section.
be on a Friday so that I don't have to go home and go to bed?
Sure.
Well, I'm sure the workers
messier.
there
Oh, yeah.
wasn't planning on staying an extra hour and a half to clean up your mess.
I'm sure.
What about,
that, yeah.
which, I mean, I think, what do y'all think?
I do feel that confessing it on the air was a bit of repentance. So I was hoping that you guys would say, "Oh, well, all is forgiven," and then we would just move on. I thought that's how this would
I think
work.
we should ask the janitorial staff if all's forgiven.
Yeah.
And part
Yeah.
of the repentance process, you know, because we all are sinners,
Sure.
is that you have to make it right.
Yeah.
Just say, that's like if you rob a bank, you're like, you caught me. I'm going to keep the money, though. I'm going to go home now. No, you have
That's
to.
doing something wrong, like where you're taking.
It's not like
I didn't, you know.
Well, I mean,
I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
no, but, yeah, lots of things we do are accidents, and we don't. Trust me, I do it all the time.
And the
I'm like,
Tanger Center
"Oh."
is a very clean
I know.
facility, so
I'm
That's
aware.
And
gonna-
how did you repay them for front row seats? You just left trash everywhere.
I spilled my Reese's Pieces by accident, and you know me. I would have never wasted Reese's Pieces.
I
like
know,
that.
that's even the bigger tragedy, really.
That is. It's very upsetting.
Sorry, Jason, what were you saying?
nothing.
Good.
Oh.
Wow.
I didn't mean
I already
I,
said it.
I didn't mean I
surprising.
interrupted you. That was my fault. But
Yeah. So I feel very, very bad about it. I really do because
but
I would
bad enough
never
to do something about it.
Not really.
Not that bad.
No, just talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, about
I think
how.
the next show you stay after, and then you just one section, one row. You, If there's anything that's left on the ground, you just
That's
pick it up
fine.
and you're done.
Yeah, I'll do that. I
And
will.
you film it and say, "I'm making good on my
Yeah.
I
my
will
Reese's
do that.
Pieces
Well, you don't have
fiasco."
to. You don't have to necessarily film it, right? You don't need the attention.
Well, you guys.
No,
we
I
do.
want
want
it.
proof that it's been
Oh,
done.
for
That's
you.
for us.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a true
Right.
good person, you're not supposed to even
Yeah.
show that stuff.
Right.
Which
Like-
I would not. I would show the world.
Right.
But
Yeah, right.
for a true good person.
I'd
Yeah.
be like The Rock. I
Okay.
film every good deed I do.
Typically, we are all together, so you guys can see it. And I will do that because
But there's a difference between picking up a cup and picking up 455 Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a big difference to that.
Well, if there is,
I know what we'll do.
don't throw your stuff on the floor.
No. What we'll do is I'll get something from like the Dollar Tree,
Mhm.
and then after everyone leaves, I'll dump it on the ground.
No.
And then
No.
that is an eye for an eye, old school, Old Testament law of Moses. You're you're completely making it even.
I don't like that. I think she needs to go find somebody else's mess that did the same thing,
Okay.
not you doing it on purpose.
But you're right. One cup's not the same as 400 Reese's Pieces all smashed into the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Squid.
Or we could get a box of Reese's Pieces, pour them on the studio in here, and you eat them off the ground.
That's not a punishment.
That sounds delicious.
Not a punishment at all.
Katie, I'll
Well,
help
this
you.
ground's pretty gross, though, you know?
Squid, that doesn't stop me. It does not stop me
Okay,
at
never
all.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, but this-
anyway.
We'll have to think of something, or maybe that you got to do something.
And you
to-
brought it to us.
I
did anyone
did.
else know that you did it?
I
Matt- did
yeah,
Squid-
you guys knew.
You noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out after we were starting to walk out. Katie goes, just wasted like $40 of Reese's Pieces.
I felt bad, Matt.
There's the positive
I
side
did.
of all this. The positive sign is you didn't have all those calories.
There you go.
That's true. I should have though. Is the
You
thing.
didn't get it.
I should
Yeah,
have.
You ungot it.
Yes, I should have because I woke up with a massive headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we did get to see Hadestown, and it was the performers, the actors are incredible,
Insane.
so talented.
Yeah, when they're
so
singing, you're like,
talented.
how is that coming out of a human being?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the guy probably with the deepest voice I've ever heard sing live, and
Yeah.
the guy with the highest voice ever sing live. And it
Yeah.
was like, wow, the contrast was incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
My favorite part, and we're not going to ruin it for you because we really want you to go see the show. It's phenomenal. But my favorite part was the lights, where they're in Hadestown, and they're doing this number with just really pendant lighting, 5 of them.
Oh, yeah,
and it was
yeah.
incredible to me. Just the visual aspect of it was awesome. And to be honest, and thankfully Matt was there, I didn't really know that much about Greek mythology.
Me
think,
either.
Yeah, I think we learned it in the 3rd grade.
You know, they said Orpheus. I was like, is that from The Matrix? Like, I really wasn't sure.
I wasn't 100% sure.
Is he
at
taking the
all.
red or blue pill?
Right.
Yeah.
When did the bullets come in?
At one point, well, it was during the intermission, and I leaned over to Matt.
Oh,
and
and
I'm
it
like,
was at this moment that I was like, right before Katie did this, I was actively thinking to myself, I'm glad Jason's not here.
Yeah, I would have had a lot of questions myself.
Yeah.
Jason had questions during Frozen. So
They're also cold.
the fact that this is like Greek mythology, but also it's got this like New Orleans Cajun vibe to it. I'm
Yeah.
like, Jason would have so many questions.
Yes.
And then as soon as intermission hits, Katie looks at me and goes, I don't get it. I was like, oh, it's happening anyway.
I needed you. Like, I was feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, I got that. There was emotions that I was up and down and feeling, but I just needed a lot of the gaps filled in for me about like what exactly. And Matt made me actually kind of feel bad because he goes, well, I mean, clearly she's spring. And I said, well, I don't.
Yeah.
How?
It's kind of like when you ask Jason a question that you don't know. He's like, you don't know that? It's so obvious.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking to myself, there ain't no way that Squid is following any of this.
I didn't know it was spring. Yeah.
You knew it was?
Yeah. Because you said it.
That was kind of the part where I was like, Ben and I got it, and then Katie, my wife Hannah, and Squid both had questions.
I had questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I followed everything perfectly, but the spring thing
Got
to me was
spring.
the easiest part for me to follow.
The part,
But
like,
you're not alone.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
so Ben and I are sitting there. So of the 5 of us, 2 of us kind of got it, and then the other 3 were like, I'm not. Even Squid, who read up on it, was like, I'm not completely following. And so watching Ben and I try to come up with a way to explain this was fun and extremely difficult. Because Ben and I were like, well, it's spring, like when she's here, and that's like prosperity. Otherwise, they're struggling and she's going to hell, and it's just, and and then their faces were just like, okay, all right.
Well, and every once in a while, I could tell when I was talking with Matt about it, I would throw something in that was 100% right, and you'd be like, yes, just like that. Well, like you would kind of go back. 'Cause
Almost.
I would bring it to you, and then
Yeah.
I think you'd be surprised that I did. If I was following all of that,
Yeah.
got it, and then it was some of the other things with the fill-ins that you were like, no, you're not getting it quite.
Well, and now I know, your cocktails prior to, and then the wine during didn't make it better.
Didn't make it easier.
Didn't make it easier to follow.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because we get media tickets, which is great.
Yes.
And Jessica and them, the
Jenny.
Jenny are just so awesome. They are so like hands on. Like,
I
even
know.
day of they respond anyway. And I didn't respond in time. And then I found out about some super secret tickets that we had here.
What?
That
The
I didn't even know we had
super
extra
secret.
tickets. And so I sent it to our person and got it. And then I got it like, what is this thing? What VIP parking?
Oh.
Then it was like VIP Wrangler Lounge. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I didn't go to the show, but I heard of all Jared's VIP experience. through
Yeah,
it.
everybody
Yeah.
heard about it because he told everyone.
Yeah, and so anyway,
Yeah.
and
He
being with
made
the-
sure to let
I'm
everybody
glad
know.
it wasn't in the dirty Reese's Pizza section. That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't dirty till the end.
We might have some filet mignon on the floor, but it's a little bit. No, but
Jared made
felt
sure
like-
to point out too. There's free booze up here. I'm not drinking it.
Yeah.
You guys would really enjoy this, but it's
Yeah.
a waste for me.
Oh, what a waste of tickets then on
Well,
Jared.
my date took both of them. So Anna took both of them.
Yeah.
But Jess, what I was going to say, Jessamy, who works here, she has season tickets, and that's part of it. So I'm just in there talking at the lounge before the show, and we're eating some food at like a stand-up tabletop type thing, and I just hear, "What are you doing in here?" That's Jessamy.
That was really good.
What are you doing?
That's really good
What are you doing
impression.
here? I know y'all don't know who she is. That's how she talks. And then, so I was like, she's like, oh, we can totally get this with our tickets. We do this every show. I'm like, and then she's like, do you know what this show's about? I'm like, not really. And I said, okay.
I'm learning.
So then we go to intermission, and she goes, I don't even know what's going on. It is totally confusing. I have no idea. What is Hadestown even about? And her son, who is already gotten to Carolina,
Yeah.
she has another son who's already at Duke, and her son is waiting to hear back from Princeton.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
And
he
he's a
must be
very-
adopted.
And, and he's like, Mom, it's so simple.
Yes.
And then he explained it like really well, and he's like 16 or 17, maybe 17. And I was like,
crystal clear.
and I was like,
Crystal clear.
that helped a lot.
Yeah.
She's like, you're just too smart. I need some recess passes.
I know. Yes. By the end.
The best impression you've ever
It
done.
is.
Ever. It's so niche,
Two
but
better
it's
honestly
funny
know
as
who she
hell.
is.
Yeah.
Still you know who I am.
We have a lot of fun. The visuals are even better.
I wish I had hair so I could flip it around.
That'd be so
Is this your date? What is even your name?
We love you so
Am
much.
I ruining
Jesse.
your date right now? I'm
What
like,
are you
no,
dating for? You don't need a date.
Yeah. Aren't you divorced like twice or whatever? All right, Justin.
I'm crying. This is perfect.
We could do a side by side, maybe.
I know. As
Yeah.
a punishment, you have to sit next to Jesse. What is even Tina Turner all about? Keep King Henry, how many wives did he have? I thought I hit 5. Hit 6?
Yeah.
To kill a mockingbird, there's no birds. Where are the birds?
Where's all the bird?
Why would you do that? You don't even need to do that.
Why would you even?
You guys are gonna have to see her later. Just so you know.
I love
Jessamy.
Jessamy. She's great.
She's a
Yeah.
character, man.
I'm not sitting beside her at 6.
No.
No one will ruin my love for that show.
Oh yeah.
No one will.
Oh.
And
And
you were
I,
gassing it up.
Oh,
in intermission.
yes.
Yeah.
my
Yes.
daughter, she did like a little. They did like a musical review, and they sang some songs from 6, so she can't wait to go.
Yes.
Right? And she's like, Dad, if you get tickets, which hopefully I do.
Yeah.
She said you have to dress up. I had the King Henry
They
outfit.
do. You have
Yes.
to wear it.
I will wear it to Tanger.
You
Yes.
I
absolutely
have a
have to
full
wear it.
King
Yes,
Henry
that'd be
outfit.
awesome.
Yeah.
You will be ashamed when you're leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And at the beginning, I'm just standing in the lobby. Everyone's in their.
They're
you know,
gonna think you're part of the show.
Yeah, I know.
They're gonna be like, oh, can we take pictures and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can bring a sword and act like you're cutting people's head off. yeah. Come next to me. Be my wife.
You should dress as like a jester or whatever, like a court
Oh,
jester.
yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little. Yeah.
You should. And then
The
after,
Joker?
everybody in the audience will stone you
Okay.
live
Yeah.
because of the story that will be told. If they don't already
I
know
think
it,
it's
I'm
spoiler
sure they
alert.
should. But
I don't know that.
hopefully you do.
I didn't know he
Hopefully in
got
history.
stoned?
No. I'm
Oh.
just saying once you find out all the
Oh,
things.
yeah, no, I already know, yeah.
I was going to say, you know the
It's like-
history of it.
Well, I'm kind of King Henry on the show.
Pretty
With the
much.
divorces, I just haven't been able to murder anyone yet.
That's right.
Well, he
Yes.
didn't murder them all.
He some.
Yes, some.
Cut
But
some
he-
of their heads
yes,
off.
Yeah.
but he did not murder them all.
Frown on it now. Go
Yeah.
to jail.
You're just doing the divorce part.
Yeah, that's all I can do. It's the modern version. So I
Yeah.
have, what, 4 more to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
4 more.
You do.
And you have to murder at least 2 of them.
Working on it.
Just kidding.
All right, so-
just kidding. Hey, but I will say at the end of Hadestown, it does all
Yes, it
come
does.
together, and then you're like, oh.
I got emotional towards the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yes.
I did.
Mhm.
I did.
Yep.
For real.
It was a very powerful, and the music, and yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to thank you, Matt, for explaining a couple of things I was hung up on as far as why she the lover, the female lover, why she went to Hades, went to hell and stuff. But after it concluded. I was a little upset and salty, but I think it was hands down one of the best shows I've seen at Tanger because of the music, the singing, and everything. Especially Hades' wife, she could sing. She that one solo she did when she just kept belting it. That was awesome.
Persephone.
Persephone.
Hey, see?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Look at
yeah.
Look at that.
What does it even mean, Persephone?
What is a Persephone?
I don't know anyone.
Spell that.
Like, not one person from my school named Persephone.
Never met anyone named
When I
Persephone.
was in high school, nobody.
Was that name like even popular?
Like, I knew like a Heather and a Callie, a Samantha, but no, Persephone. Orpheus.
Yeah, I hope Chester's listening.
So you have a single guy perspective?
Yes, I have a
Okay.
yes. After all gathering everything in the very end, I gathered that bitches ain't S word, bro. That's it. My man.
Do you want to know
What?
why?
My man.
Let him finish.
I'm
My
interested.
man was he literally found this girl who was scorned from life and showed her love. And then for some reason, she still left with Hades and went to hell and sold her soul. And then this man went to hell and back for her, had to fight
Literally.
to get there, and had to freaking show Satan, Hades, what love is. And then he did that and won Hades over. And then he comes back and he still left empty-handed.
Squid.
So
Well
now
done.
the
Well
moral of
done.
the
Yes.
story,
Yes.
moral of the story is they don't want to be saved. These women don't want to be saved.
They
Don't
want-
save them. When she goes to hell, let her stay there. That's the moral of the story.
Squid,
Yes,
you
sing your praises on
stupid
Wow.
idiot.
Yeah,
Wait,
You
Wow.
are such a stupid idiot. Because also, you will forget that the very end, he couldn't follow directions, and
Yeah.
that's why it ended the way
it was his
it
fault.
did.
You give guy directions and he's supposed to follow us?
He
Yeah.
didn't do it, and then he set his
tried.
own path.
Yeah.
couldn't
moral
follow
of the story,
directions.
Don't do
Well,
it.
and a good dude. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
By
He is.
every
That
by
part-
account.
that, yes, 100%.
And
She's
bas-
not a bad person.
She chooses Satan.
She wasn't
She
bad.
wants the bad
Yeah.
boy.
He showed her love, and she chose the
in
bad boy.
her moment of need.
That's what I'm
in
saying.
her moment
In
where
her mind-
like, no, and then he's like, hold on, I got to write this song. I'm going to be over here. Can't even be bothered
Jason,
to
it's-
find out what she's doing.
it's
He's
like-
too busy caught up in his own life.
It's like Giselle Bundchen. I know you didn't see the show, but like the guy's like Tom Brady doing something he's passionate about. She's like, oh, you don't have time for me.
No,
and then
no,
goes to sleep.
no.
Then
get
it's
it.
off
Yeah.
in, with the jujitsu person.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
The modern version.
Yeah.
Tommy Town.
Anybody has not seen the show.
They have
They're
no
like,
idea.
what?
They're probably more confused now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should go see it to like see why I am right.
I don't even know, Squid, how you could hear any of it over your loud chewing and emptying of your snacks.
Sorry, I was eating mine and I
entire
threw
time.
them on the floor.
That's a good point.
Sorry, I made it into his mouth. Did you have snow caps?
No, I had M&Ms.
Does he
Yeah.
do the thing where he shakes the thing and then
The
he
whole-
eats it? He pours it in his mouth from
Yes.
the
I
box.
was using my
I
hands.
hate when he does
I
that.
try to wait to crunch when the music was playing, but
Timing it out.
He was
Yeah.
not
That's
successful.
how you open up the sodas in movie theaters too.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till
Water.
explosion. All right. We can't go anywhere.
No, we
really can't.